G'day guys, I just wanted to say a really big thank you to everyone who donated money, whether it be through the website or through YouTube, and their super thanks to help go towards fixing the pool. It's been a great help. I've been able to use that money and go buy myself a welder, and I've already ordered and just had today delivery of some extra framing that I'm going to weld up and weld to the existing frames of the pool to strengthen it and reinforce it so that when the dogs are constantly jumping over the side and putting the pressure on it, it will last a little bit longer than just replacing the legs and getting the same problem as what we're getting. So reinforcing it with some thick steel to put bigger feet and stronger legs on the bottom of those poles in the pool should give that pool extra life for another fair few years to come of heavy use with the dogs. So big thank you to everyone who donated money towards that. And from that, there's been a few people that ask, even though the pool's out of action, don't they have the other dams and whatnot? So there's been a little bit of shuffling around, so to speak. So the dam behind me, as you can see, we've now given that dam to the ducks for the immediate future, as in just a short period of time. We know that the plovers, the chicks, are very good at hiding in the grass. I can keep most of the dogs away from them. Unfortunately, Tina's a different story. But Tina is hanging out with Cruiser in that large dam area, and that is where we used to put all the ducks. If everyone remembers, each year when the little ducklings are wandering up and down the driveway or through the paddock, we grab them, put them over in that other dam where it's nice and safe for them. However, with Tina around, they're no longer safe in there. So we have to have some kind of balance. We don't just want to eradicate the bird life. We love the natural wildlife that's around here. We want to keep it and keep bringing those breeding pairs back each year to keep raising young. So for now, the ducks are using this dam behind me. It shouldn't be too much longer. You can see that there are 2 parents and 2 ducklings. They don't look like ducklings anymore. They are quite big. So it's not going to be long before we're going to be able to use that again. But for now, it's out of action just until those ducks reach full maturity and have no problem just flying off and coming back when the dogs aren't in there. So the last probably 6 to 8 weeks, that's been the situation. We know that Tina has decided to put duck on the menu in that dam area. She is very effective hunter and has very good survival instincts. So we've allocated this dam so that the ducks can raise their young safely and peacefully. So that's why we're not using that one. The other one was the small pool, and unfortunately this year we have had quite a few curveballs thrown at us, and we've had to restructure and reevaluate and refocus on what is priority and what isn't. And the small pool got put to the wayside so that we could focus on other things. And we're at a point now where we're coming out of it all, we're getting on top of it, and we're starting to look at re-engaging all those things that we put off 6 or 7 months ago, however long it was that we had to make those decisions. So the small pool at the moment is not suitable. It has had a little bit of growth inside it over the winter where we've put it to the wayside. But I had the pool guy come out this morning. He had a look at it, drawing up a bit of a plan to get it back online. It will be back online this summer, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But it will take a couple of weeks to get back online. It's not something that you're just going to be able to flick a switch and have it ready to go. So the big pool with the legs, I'll be starting on that later on this afternoon. I just had delivery of the equipment that I need I already have the welder. Everything else is ready to go. So I'll start that this afternoon. That's probably going to take a couple of days though. The problem with welding around a vinyl pool is any of those hot sparks or liquid metal, which is what they are. If they hit that liner or rest on that liner, it will burn a hole through it so quickly, and then the whole pool will be destroyed. So I've got to take my time. I can't rush anything. I do have to make sure that I have a proper shield in place to make sure all the sparks bounce out and away from that vinyl pool. So not going to rush that one. I'm going to make sure, or going to try to do that one as thoroughly as possible so that there is no additional issues that arise from welding around the pool. So in summary, thank you to everyone who donated. Great big help. It allowed me to go, righto, excellent. We've got a bit of extra money now. Let's go get a welder. Let's order some material. Let's get out there and fix it, which is tip top, perfect. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. And fingers crossed that pool's going to be back online next week. That will be very exciting because it's starting to warm up. The dam will be back online in probably a couple of weeks by the look of those ducklings. They are quite big now. There are also plover chicks in there as well. So there's heaps of bird life here on the farm, which we love. The main issue for the plover chicks, as of yesterday, was Tina, but before that, the main issue for the plover chicks are birds of prey. So eagles, hawks, we've got all sorts of birds of prey, kites. These are all, even crows. Crows are pretty bad as well as far as other baby birds. But there's heaps of bird life here. We love the wildlife. We want to preserve it as much as possible. We want to coexist peacefully. We don't want to drive them out. There are a couple of quite safety issues around Australian wildlife, the big one being snakes, which is why we have put in the snake barrier along the fencing. But that's just something that is life or death, both for 2- and 4-legged variety. So aside from that, we want to keep everything as natural as possible, and it looks like the birds love being here on the farm and we want to keep them. So we just have to give them that period where the eggs hatch, the ducklings and the plover chicks are flightless and have no real defenses on a couple of dogs sniffing them out or dingo for that matter. So we give them the space that they need to raise those young successfully, and then they fly off, and then next season they come back and do it again. It's all just part of a cycle. It happens every year, and unfortunately this year the pool happened to break down during that season. So it's a bit of a kick in the pants, but it's not the end of the world, and we're on top of it, and it'll be back online very, very soon. So thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it.